All right. So welcome to wait, did I do a Techtastic Tuesday last week? I can't remember. What day is it even? We're going to talk about Edpuzzle today, which has been around for quite some time. I remember using it as an instructional coach with my teachers when I worked at Elanco. It's undergone some changes since then, but it still provides this really great space for engaging students with video content, but asking them to be more accountable during that video watching experience, which I think is something we really want right now, especially in our distance learning spaces. So if you've not joined any of my sessions before, hello, my name is Lynn Hiltz, and I'm a program admin at BCIU in the Office of Professional Development and Curriculum. And if you have any questions about Edpuzzle or anything else that we share on our Core Connections website, for sure reach out to my email address. It's lynnhill@berksiu.org. And definitely at the end of the session, we'll make sure that we get all of your questions answered as well. So today we're going to talk about what Edpuzzle is. We're going to explore the platform. We're going to just figure out how does it work. How do I create lessons for my students? And then how can students show what they know by engaging in an Edpuzzle assignment? So Edpuzzle is essentially a platform to help make video-based learning more interactive. So it's web-based, so you can log in from the internet on your Chromebook, on a PC, on a Mac, and through simple editing and tools like adding voiceover or inserting questions, you can, what they say, unleash the power of learning through video. They have some great statistics on their site about how videos can be very engaging for learners. I think about my time in the classroom before all of this kind of fun stuff came out, and we did a lot of, I taught science, and we watched a lot of, nature documentaries and video clips. We did have Brain Pop really early on, and it was just so interesting to see how my kids were engaged by that different type of format. Now we know our kids are really kind of immersed in the video world. So that's why Edpuzzle tries to make it really intentional to help kids engage with the content. So you're not just putting videos in front of kids and asking them to click play and pay attention. You're building in the opportunity for them to engage with the videos. There's a built-in student accountability piece. You can measure and track how much of the video they've watched, if they've answered the questions, and then you can assess their understanding of concepts right through the video platform as well. It really is simple to use Edpuzzle, and we're going to head out to the platform in a second so you can see. It's at edpuzzle.com if you want to tinker around while we're chatting this morning. If you don't already have an account, I suggest that you use your Google for Education account if you have one, especially if you are using Google Classroom with your students during this time, because Google Classroom syncs directly with Edpuzzle, and you can assign video assignments right to specific classes in Google Classroom when you're in Edpuzzle working through that. You can choose one of the many, many videos they have featured in the Edpuzzle collection. So we'll take a look at those. Or if you create your own videos, you can upload your own. You can trim videos. You can insert questions or notes. You can add audio voiceover to the content. And all of those things are meant to engage the students in different ways while they're watching. And again, if you don't use Google Classroom, don't write off Edpuzzle, because every Edpuzzle assignment has its own link. So you can share that link anywhere. You can share it in Schoology. You can share it in an email. You can share it on your teacher website. So you don't have to use Google Classroom, but that is just a nice feature that they have in place. So this is kind of a snapshot of the types of things that you'll see. It's a very clean interface. There's not a lot of clutter going on here. But up at the top, you'll see the name of the video. That particular example I found in the National Geographic collection. So there are collections from Khan Academy, National Geographic, Numberphile, lots of different educational spaces, which I think you'll appreciate. Then you can cut the video that to only include the specific segments that are relevant for your students, which I love, because in the past, if we found a great, 27-minute video, that's certainly too long to try to sustain attention, especially in digital learning spaces. So we can really hone in on the important content and cut any sections from the video that aren't applicable. Then the voiceover tab allows you as a teacher to record voiceover to the content. So I think of this being useful if you really want to highlight a section of the content and just say to your kids, in this next minute, you're going to learn one of the most essential components of photosynthesis. Please pay attention and make sure you listen for this, or you could prompt them to put their attention somewhere before some piece of the video comes up. And then the questions mode allows you to add multiple choice questions or short answer. And those will be scored as the students are working through. They can see if they had it correct or incorrect, which is a nice self-assessment piece that's built right in. So this is what the different spaces look like. And we'll go out and we'll look at it. But it's a very clean interface. You simply click the red button to start recording. Wherever the little play stop marker is, that's where the recording will go in the space, and you can add as many as you need throughout the video. And then this is what the question or note looks like for your end. You simply click multiple choice or open-ended question or note. And as you're working through, Edpuzzle offers some rationale for using voiceover, for using the questions in your assignment as well. And what it looks like for students, which I do have a student account ready to go to show you as well. But that snapshot down below in the right, the video has been stopped and the question appears on the right. And it says, think of a real world example of a small data set and an example of a large data set. So students actually type in their response. That was a mean, median, and mode video. In the area of the platform where you can view student progress, this was an assignment that I gave to one of my Google Classrooms, which includes 2 of my other accounts and my children and their Google accounts. And you can see in that first column, it shows you how far along the students are in watching that video. So the student at the bottom has progressed through the video. The other ones have not, or at least a little bit. The other ones have not started. And it shows you when they last watched it. And if it was an assignment that required turning in, then it will show you if they turned it in or not. And at the top, it says, I have 1 answer to grade, and that's because I used a short answer question. So teachers will have to put eyes on any kind of open-ended responses you ask for the students. But all of that's in one nice little neat place that you can see. There are various levels of plans for teachers and schools and districts. So the basic plan, which is what I signed up for, is free. It includes all the features, the questions, the voiceover, the cutting of the video, and access to all the videos. Where the basic plan is limited is that you can only have storage for 20 videos for free. So if you start to use this very often, you find yourself at the 21st video that you want to create an assignment for, you would have to go back maybe to the beginning and start deleting some of the older assignments. There are pricing plans for schools and for districts as well if you wanted to pursue this at an organizational level. But for now, and again, this is like one of those tools where if you start using it every day, kids are going to tire of it very easily. So 20 videos might last you through the end of our school year this year. We are going to jump inside Edpuzzle and I will pull up a video and walk you through the editing of it and assignment, show you the grade book and all of that kind of good stuff. So let's do it. All right, so I've logged in. You can associate your, like I said, your Google account. Thus far, I've tinkered around and used 7 of my 20 storage videos that I have available. Now, to earn extra space on a basic account, they do allow you to refer other users and you can earn more space. So if you want to refer this to your friends and colleagues, you can earn more space in the free account. Along the top, I see my classes. Right now, I have linked my Google Classroom classes with that. I can click Add New Class on the left. I can create a brand new class. If you are not using Google Classroom, if you would like to just create a class, maybe you teach small groups of students and you'd like to create a class for your the group that you run on a Tuesday at noon with your 5th, 7th graders receiving Tier 2 intervention. You can do create new class, and then you can describe the class, add a name for the class, and choose the class type. Classic, when your students log in or sign up, you get lots of analytics. You can store all their progress. Or open, if you're an elementary teacher or just want to use Edpuzzle for quick practice, your students enter a class code to join. They don't need an account, and you can still see student progress. So depending on your level of use, if you're not linking a Google Classroom, you can provide them a code to get in, or you can build accounts for that. So you can also import a class from Google Classroom, which is what I did here. Add new class, Google Classroom. It brings up my classes, and I already added 2 of them, so I would just check the box and import my class. I don't have any students in that class, so. And now you have an interface for each of your classes. So I'm going to head back out to the home page. So on the left-hand side, I have my home page. I have curriculum. These are curated sets of content by the Edpuzzle team. And they've gone through and vetted the content that has been popular among teachers at elementary, middle, and high. So if you go into view content, you can see, first of all, there's a search field. So if you'd like to search for a specific topic, you can do that. You can sort by date if you want to see the newest videos. You can sort by name or by duration. If you absolutely want videos that are 5 minutes or less, you can search for that. Videos by subject, videos by grade. So they're organized by grade level. Now, that's always subjective in my opinion, but there is a special education section as well, including college and career readiness. So here in elementary, you can just see some of the ones that have been shared. These have been created already with built-in either questions and or audio voiceover. So when you see that little, I guess that's like a teardrop, an upside down teardrop, it says this contains 10 questions and notes. And the nice dreamy thing about this is that I can use this in my own assignment. I can either use it exactly how it is, or I can make a copy of it and then maybe take out a question that I don't like or add a new question that I want to see. So I'm going to click on that checkbox and I'm going to click, I'll make a copy. Edpuzzle copied to your content. And now I'm going to click, oops, I want to click assign. And I can watch it for a preview. Of course I do. So now as it's going on, when you see the teardrops, that's when it stops and asks a question. This is what it's going to look like for your student. It's going to pause the video, and here is what the teacher has inserted, a multiple choice question. How many pieces do I have left in the picture? I have one piece left. And now I can say submit. Now, if it says rewatch, I can go back and watch the segment of the video that helps me answer this question if I'm not ready to answer it. So it says 100 out of 100. I am correct. There's one piece remaining in the pizza. For those of you who are struggling with the time and the just the creation of the digital content for your students, Edpuzzle is a dream if you can find what you need, because people have already done this. So rather than recreate the wheel, you have access to this stuff. This says when there are different what points in the video there are questions, and you can go through and you can click on those and you can see what they are. So that's an example of what that all looks like. Now, that was from the curriculum page. Let me go into middle school, ELA, writing. See, they're all organized here. Okay, so authentic narratives, copy, and I'm going to assign. So when I click assign, it's going to ask me which class I want to assign it to. So I'll click Lynn's demo class, and I can do this later. I can assign it right now. I can choose a due date. So I'll choose Friday. Yeah, there's a little blue save button down here that sometimes I miss. Save. Here are your options for the video. Do you want to prevent students from skipping through the video? I would say yes, for the most part you do. Do you want to turn on closed captioning? Sometimes that's available for the video, sometimes it's not. So you can turn that on. And do you want to make, if you use Google Classroom, do you want to make a post for Google Classroom to tell kids, hey, this assignment is being assigned to you? So I would choose yes for that if you are assigning it to a class. Now, if you don't have a class assignment and you just want to grab the public link, if you want to copy the link to paste in an email to your students or in Schoology, and actually there might be an Edpuzzle link to Schoology as well. I haven't used it lately, but I feel like Edpuzzle is in that little app store where you can link other services to it. Or you can embed the video activity into your website or blog or whatever you're using. So this is where the public links are. So for assign to class, I checked my class, I chose the due date, I decided to post to Classroom and prevent skipping. So now I'll click assign, and it has been assigned to my students. Okay, I'm going to jump to my student account, which is, let me go here. This is my student. I see Mom has posted a new assignment via Edpuzzle. Verbs, action verbs. What is a verb? Actually, that wasn't the one I just did. Oh, there it was. Posted a new assignment, authentic narratives. So on the student end, you see the assignment, you see the link to the activity, and when I go out, it will take me to Edpuzzle. Watch the whole video to turn in the assignment. This one didn't have any questions built in. So I'm watching that. Now, when I'm done, as the student in Classroom, I can mark as done. And I can hand that in if I'm done. Now, if a student does that without actually watching the video, you're going to know, because this tracking space here has really shown that the student did not really, I just clicked and it didn't even register that the student watched it yet. And you're going to have that on occasion, but that's what this is helpful for, just kind of tracking what students have done. So now that will show up into your gradebook space under my content. You see the things that you've created. I'm going to delete a couple of these so that I free up some space, since I have no actual students who are worried about this. So if your school is also using Edpuzzle, there's a collection that you can find from other teachers in your school. Apparently, I'm the only teacher at the IU using this. And when you sign up, it does ask you for your school name, so you'll be able to see others associated with that school. So here are the channels that you can do searches for, free searches through. So there's an Edpuzzle channel, and people can submit these. Some of them are quite strange, but all of them are appropriate for children in some ways, but some of them are strictly for fun. Well, I don't even know if I can find one. Then there's YouTube. So you have the YouTube search. You have the ability to go through some of the YouTube content that's there. There's Khan Academy. And if you've not used Khan Academy before, Khan Academy has instructional videos, a lot of math focus, and a lot of demonstration type work where kids can see step-by-steps of the content going through. And they're typically pretty short. So it's somebody kind of describing how those processes work. National Geographic for your science and your social studies needs. Maybe you want to have an Earth Day video coming up. So these are all National Geographic produced pieces of really good content. There are TED Talks if you want to post an inspiring assignment. I don't know how to pronounce Veritaserum, but I know that relates to the Harry Potter truth serum. So this is just some factual, scientific, fun physics phenomena, things that might get your kids engaged in thinking through some scientific principles. And then there's Number File for some of your math work. And there's also Crash Course, which offers a number of different quick lessons. Now these hover around 10 minutes, but for, here's the muscular system, the big guns. So you can learn about the muscular system in 10 minutes. And these are graphically very pleasing. This is a good quality collection to pull from. So really take advantage of the keyword search as you're searching for content that your students might need. And preview the content, obviously, to see what grade level it's appropriate for and if it would meet your needs. This stuff does have closed captioning in a lot of different languages, which is nice. So now you know where to go to find a video. Let's click one again. This one has built-in questions. So find this bottom section. This is really where you're working to edit for your own, make a whole copy to your content, assign it as is, or if you want to share it, you can just grab the share link as is as well. So content that you've created or messed around with will be in my content. These are other things that have just come out. They have trending videos. So trending in Pennsylvania right now. That's exciting. Trending in the US. Then gradebook. Gradebook will show you by class. You can pick out your class that you want to look at. You can see the total time spent. The student watched 33 seconds of videos. And you can see the individual assignments will start to be populated across the board. They will have a grade in here if they've done any of the questions and submitted those. And if you are still tracking grades at this point or assigning grades, you can export your whole grade book as a CSV file. And what that will do then is allow you, I don't have Excel on this computer, so it opened in numbers. It will export all of the information from your class into a CSV, and then you can bring it into your student information system if you need to. Then you can also go into My Classes, and you can use the space on the left to toggle through your classes, see what's due, see what doesn't have a due date but you still pushed out, and then see your students. If you need to bring more students in, here's some other details you can do with your students. You can change their name, reset their password, or remove them from the class. Now, when my student logged in for the first time, let me do that with the other student, because the first time I push something out in Classroom, this student has not gone there yet. So let's go here. She's going to launch that out. It says, it's Edpuzzle time. Class just got more interesting. I would tell, if your school uses Google for Education, just tell your students to sign in with Google and verify their account. And now they're taken into their account. So she can go to My Classes. She can see the 2 assignments that I have shared, and she can do her work in that space, and she can submit them when she's finished in Google Classroom. In order to use your own content, add content, create a video. Thank you for reminding me to show you that. Add content. Create a video, upload a video, student project, new folder. So if I want to upload a video that I've already created, maybe I have it saved on my computer, or maybe I have it saved in Google Drive. When I click upload a video, it says drag and drop my video. The file size has to be less than a gig. So depending on what you use, so choose a file. I'm certain I don't. Here we go. Here's a little quick screen recording. So you can bring that in. So it's uploading my file. You can do add content, create a video. But again, that's creating an assignment from someone else's video. So it's not really an original video. So do upload a video if you want to bring your own in. So actually I left that page and it's still working on that. If you use pre-made video but modify it, does that count? Yes. As soon as you start to use somebody's video and you assign it, it goes into your content and it counts as one of your 20. It is, when we're designing original content, let me just go to Khan Academy, compare fractions. I'm going to edit this because I want to add my own video. So when you click the edit button, that's when you get the opportunity to add the things that we saw in the slides. So this is where I could do the cut. So I could decide what segment I want to show. This is where if I go over one section, I can do a voiceover. So wherever I want to add a voiceover, I can click start recording, give Edpuzzle permission to use my microphone. Boys and girls is a really important part. Pay attention. So you probably wouldn't talk over the speaker, but I did. And then you can hear yourself. And then the third section here is questions. So you click multiple choice question. Wherever the toggle is, that's where it's going to go. You can copy and paste your question. You can add links in your question. You can add images to your question. There are some formatting for things like exponents or super and subscripts. And so what is a fraction? I'm just doing that here. And then here are your responses. And you have to choose, is it correct or is it incorrect? And you can add another answer choice, however many you need. You can give students feedback based on their correct answer or their incorrect answer. And you just toggle that back and forth to prompt them to do something if they're correct or incorrect. Not quite. Visit this link to learn about a fraction. And you could essentially link to some other resource on the internet to show them, which is pretty cool. So you can build in feedback in that space. For short answer or open-ended question, you're just giving them that question and you're saving it. And that's going to go in here at that point wherever you see that little upside down teardrop. So that's at 45 seconds. Now, this is continue. Here's the note. So you can add a quick note. You can record your voice as the note or read the note as well. And so you can do an audio note or a written note. The tip says combine notes, formulas, external links, photos or video or audio, or just use one to create this note to guide students through. So I'll do that again. I chose something I wanted to edit. If I click on the box, I get the edit menu down below. Or if you are viewing if you're viewing something, the edit menu is down on the right. So find the edit menu when you want to cut, and I always close that, voiceover, or add questions. It's automatically saved for you, but when you're done, you need to click finish. So that, let me just, multiple choice question, no. What is the meatpacking industry? Save. Now I'm finished. And once I'm finished, now I can watch the whole thing again, make sure it looks the way I want it to, and now I can assign my work. There. Grading. Let's look at the grade book. I haven't tinkered around. It looks like the way that this is formulated, it's like you can't really change the 100 because of, I guess, they're needing to be simple. Honestly, I would do like a pass-fail situation, or like I'd translate that into something in actual grading portals where if they did it and they got 60 or higher, I'd give it a pass. But I don't see that you can change that at this time, but I can look into that to see if you can change that 100. So here's the status of my uploaded video. It's preparing now. Here we go. Now I prevented skipping. See that? We might have to listen to the first 50 seconds before I get my multiple choice question. But I did try to skip as the student, and it says, locked. Okay, stop me. What is the verb in the sentence, the boy threw the football? So I'll say boy, so I can be incorrect. Submit. So no, that is not correct. The boy threw the football. The correct answer is threw. So if I go to rewatch, let's see if I can try again. It doesn't let me try again. So I saw my incorrect answer, and now I'll just continue through. Now she's still working through it, so I didn't get the final. It does have a little thing here. So currently it says that the student watched 20% of the video. The correct response is I got 0. Here you can see the number of times the student watched each section of the video, and then here's the place where she got the wrong answer. And you can see students' actual scores. So at some point, if you would need, for example, a record of their questions and answers, you could PDF this and save it out so you could add it to a portfolio or something like that. So the question is, so when it's done preparing, then it will show here in my videos list, and then I can create an assignment out of it. See if here's a LMS integrations too. Canvas, Schoology, Moodle, and Blackboard. All of those do integrate.
Yeah.
Here, yep, there's a little checkbox. And so if I click that, I'm not going to do that one because I just assigned it. I'll click this. Now, when I do that, see the menu at the bottom? Now there's assign, edit, move to folder, duplicate, unselect, or delete. So that menu only comes up when you actually check a box. So that is essentially the in and out of Edpuzzle. It's not a hard platform to use. It just takes some time to tinker through and learn the menus and the different commands. There are a number of places you can go for support. If you visit go.edpuzzle.com/resources and support.edpuzzle.com, you can find teacher resources, quick start guides, and things to help you get started. So let me put this up to make sure you get your feedback form link. By the way, if you attend any of these sessions, it's always the same link, except if you go to any educator roundtables. If you go to those, or a network meeting, it's a different link. But this is bit.ly/cc virtual feedback. That is my Edpuzzle Techtastic Tuesday intro for today. But you should have everything you need to get started with Edpuzzle. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.